Hi guys, so today I have a tutorial on this sugar skull, so if you want to see how to get this look, please keep watching. So first thing I'm going to do is prime my face with the Benefit Stay Flawless Primer, and then I'm just going to use my fingers to buff everything out. Next thing I'm going to do is go in with the Kryolan Aquacolor Schmink Palette and use the white shade, and I'm just going to spray it with Fix Plus because these are a little dry and I want it wet so it's easier to handle and deal with. And I'm just going to use a Real Techniques stippling brush, I believe, and just stipple this all onto my face, making sure I blend down into my neck area. And I'm avoiding my eyelids because we're going to use other colors on it later. Once I'm done with the face paint, I'm just going to go in with my Makeup Forever HD translucent powder and just set my entire face. Then to set my brows, I'm just going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills clear brow gel because I don't want my brows to move and kind of get in the way and just be all funky. Once I'm done setting my brows, I'm just going to go in with this Pixi nude eyeliner, and I'm just going to shape out where I want to have the circles of my eyes to make my eyes hollow. And I'm not perfect at drawing a circle. It's not very easy drawing a circle, so if you're not good at it, well, that's okay because it adds a little more character to it and it doesn't really matter. Then I'm going to go in with the black shade and just an eyeliner pencil from Japanesque, and I am just going to trace over where I went over with that nude color before. I apologize for the loud noise in the background. That was my golden retriever puppy digging where her food bowl is for no apparent reason. But anyway, back to the tutorial. So when you're drawing your black line, if you make any mistakes, it's fine. You're just going to blend it out with a black shadow later. So now I'm going in with the NYX Jumbo Pencil in this purple color, and I'm just going to put it all over my lid and into my crease and kind of just make a smaller circle, extending it past the lower lash line just to make everything look more sunken in. We want to make everything look sunken in because we are doing a skull and skulls are dead, so we want to look as dead and sunken in as possible. So after we're done using the purple, I'm going to go back in with that same black paint that we used to trace a line and that eyeliner pencil and just fill everything that's not purple in. And this took forever, so I'm going to speed it up. I missed a couple areas where my brows were, but I couldn't really tell because my brows were kind of blocking that area. So if you see any blank spots, I don't know what to say because that's life and I made a mistake. Oh well, not perfect. So I'm going to go back in with that purple jumbo pencil just to kind of blend the black and the purple together, and I'm just going to use my finger to kind of actually blend it so it looks like it goes together. Then to cover the purple shade, I'm going in with my Urban Decay Electric palette and using the shade Urban with a Sigma blending brush. To set the black paint, I'm going to use my Makeup Geek shadow in the shade Corrupt and just blend this all over that area that we filled in with black. And with the power of editing, I finished the other side. So now I'm going to go in with my NYX liquid liner and I'm just going to make a wing, and honestly it was so hard to see what I was doing because the purple was really dark, and then I had to extend the wing, and the wing went into black, and it was just a hot mess. So my wing is probably a hot mess, and that's okay. OMG, I look so scary. So now I'm going in with the black shade from the Kryolan palette, and I'm just gonna draw out my nose cavity. I used a small angle eyeliner. Wait, no, it's not even a small angle. Just a really thin eyeliner brush to draw out and define where I want to put the nose cavity. The way I'm doing it now is probably different than any way you've seen before, but I figured since it is the nose cavity, why wouldn't you do your whole nose? So I went around my whole nose, and I even went underneath and just traced it out to where I wanted it to be. To fill everything in, I'm just going in with that same Japanese eyeliner brush that we used before. And when I fill everything in, I make sure I go kind of inside the nose, like where you can kind of see the flesh, and just fill that in because we don't want to see flesh because it is your nose cavity. So make sure when you do it, you go inside your nose, and if it tickles, I'm not even gonna lie, it tickles, but that's okay. And I promise you, your brush won't get disgusting. Like, you don't stick it all the way in your nose, you just stick it onto where you see the flesh. So once I'm done filling everything in, I'm going to go back in with that same small eyeliner brush that we used before to kind of define more of a point. And then to set my nose, I'm just going to go back in with Corrupt from Makeup Geek and a blending brush. The sky, throw it up, watch it all fall out, hold up, that's how we ball out. So after a little bit of Rihanna, I'm going to go back in with that black shade, and I'm just going to draw flowers, well, flower petals around my eye. And I'm only doing half of my eye because the other half of my eye, I'm going to do sparkles, I think. I don't even know what they're called. But anyway, so for the color, I used both the blue and the green, and I just mixed it together, and it made this really pretty teal shade. And I just sprayed Fix Plus on it to make it a little more liquidy and painty, and then I just filled in every petal with it. So once I'm done filling it in, I used that teal shade from the Urban Decay palette, electric palette, and I'm not sure what color it is, but it was really pretty teal, and it just kind of matched everything, and it just makes it pop even more, as you can see. And then once I'm done with the shadow, I'm going to go back in with the black to define the petals even more. So they're the gem sparkle things, and I'm just going to use a clear eyelash glue to kind of set them on my face, and I'm just going to go around the eye socket and just place them in a circular motion just to finish out that socket. And it was actually kind of hard to do this with acrylics on because my acrylics would touch my nose, and then the black paint would get on my acrylics, and then I touch my face, and it was just a hot mess. So here's the finished product. So now I'm going in with that black shade from the Kryolan palette, and I'm just going to draw out where my jaw would be. And I used a nude pencil before just to kind of make that shape of where I wanted it. So I started from the corner of my lip and just went to in between where the top of my ear is and where the middle of my ear is, just to carve it out. And I'm going to go in with Makeup Geek Corrupt to kind of blend the line out. When you're blending the line out, you want to make sure you stay under where you use the paint and not go above it. So once I was done blending the first line, I just went back in with that same brush with no extra product on it and just blended it further down my cheek just to make it more defined. So once I'm done with the right side, I'm going to go and do the exact same thing on my left side and just blend it out and use no extra product and blend it out even further. So once I'm done with the black, I'm going to go in with that same purple shade we used on our lids and just add a little more color to that contour area. So now moving on to lips, I'm just going to use some of that black paint and just put it on the inner part of my lip to kind of make it look like our mouth is decayed. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to use that same thin eyeliner brush we used for our nose cavity and just draw lines for where our teeth are supposed to be. These lines aren't perfect. It was really, really hard to get them as straight as possible, and I don't know what else to say about that, but if you're going to say something on it, just trust me, I already know it's not perfect, so I don't need the comments. So once I'm done defining where the teeth are supposed to be, I'm just going to go in with the white shade from the Kryolan palette and kind of highlight the in-between area of the lines and make it look like teeth. After I'm done with the teeth, I'm going to go in and draw squiggly things. I don't even know what to call these. But anyway, on my forehead just to add some character, and then I'm going to go in and draw a heart. And one side is not the same as the other side, but if I've never met anyone that can draw a perfect heart. So originally I was going to use a purple pencil and just kind of use dots around the squigglies, but that didn't really work out. So I went in with that purple shadow we used on our eyes and kind of just highlighted it. And then after I did that, I went in with that purple shade and a bigger brush and just kind of contoured my face, putting it along the jawline and then my temples and the hairline. Once I was finished with that, I went in with that same teal paint that I created, and I just filled in that heart. Then I went over it with that same teal shade from the Urban Decay Electric palette to kind of make it pop more and just set it so it doesn't run. So now I'm going to do a spider web on my chin, and I use the same eyeliner I used to make my wing. So when I was doing my web, I started off with the V, and then I split it down the middle, and then I split the middle. And then I went in and did curved lines to make it look more like a spider web. So when you do your spider webs aren't perfect, they're not even. So when I was doing it, I kind of made sure that the curved lines weren't totally completely even, and they were kind of like off just by a little bit. So once I was done with that, I went in with my Tarte eyeliner pencil and I just put it in my waterline and my tight line. And then I went in with these eyelashes from Walmart. I got them at Walmart and I'm not sure what they were called, and they were just super cool. And I used both the upper and the lower, and that's what they look like. So this is the finished look. I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!